Yes, right now we're here.
So,
roughly
yeah.
24 hours.
So 7 a.m. Oh!
Look, it goes right past it. Alright. So yeah, so the real thing I'm going to be doing is Solar 2. It's, basically, it's a space game. You start off as an asteroid, and we're just going to go from there. So, what's that? 25 minutes. Oh, and I guess I probably should have started the timer too. Sorry.
It's taking pictures of me.
We're good to go in that? Okay. Yeah, just started, yeah. I don't care if the time's accurate or not. So yeah, from the start, I'm on this asteroid, and I'm running into other asteroids right now to increase my mass. So basically what I have to do is I have to get up to 20 mass to become a small planet. And until I get to that 20 mass, I'm just basically crashing into other asteroids. Not much to say about the asteroid part of it, because of that. It's just gonna take a little bit here to crash in a few more. And what's gonna happen is when I hit the, I turn into a small planet, and now I've got, I can actually have asteroids orbiting my planet to, yeah, they're basically like my moons in a way. But basically what's gonna happen is if I hit the control key, it will suck in all the asteroids that are around me. And the goal now, from this point, is to get up to 80 mass to become a life planet. So right now, nothing really exciting happening with this part of it. It's mainly just a matter of finding kind of asteroid fields to use to turn into a small planet. It's actually kind of bad if I have the asteroids run into me, because that does lower my mass. So, don't necessarily want to do that. And I don't know if there's actually a limit as to how many asteroids can be orbiting your planet or not. I think the most I've ever done is probably like 15 of them. And when it gets to, the more asteroids you have orbiting your planet, the harder it is to get them to orbit in the first place, because the other asteroids will try to stop them from orbiting and things like that. I think there's actually a key on the keyboard to make it show the orbits of your orbiting bodies, but I can't remember offhand what key that is. But like I said, right now the goal is just to get to the point where I have a life planet. Should just be a few more asteroids for that. And yeah, now I'm a life planet, and it's gonna take, like, you see this little evolution bars come up. It's gonna take a little while for my planet to actually have life on it. So you can kind of see it's just evolving in that regard. Right now, the main goal is not necessarily to have the evolution of the planet go up, but to hit 180 mass to become a star. Don't ask me how 180 mass turns into a star. That's just how the game works. But one thing is that right now, since I'm a life planet, once the evolution finishes, I now have a shield around my planet. It's going to be building these ships that are orbiting me, so kind of a nice way to protect the planet while I'm in the middle of trying to collect all these asteroids. And it's kind of a little finicky about how you have to be around an asteroid to get to orbit you. I'm not even 100% sure exactly what causes the asteroids to start orbiting you. And technically, in a way, the ships that are orbiting me might be a little bit of a detriment, because I think if I run into an asteroid, then the ships decide, oh, well, these asteroids must be evil and must be destroyed, and then you probably notice that one of the asteroids got destroyed by one of my ships, and it's not necessarily a good thing. I think one factor about getting the asteroids to orbit is based on your speed relative to the asteroids. So that's kind of why I'm like taking it kind of slowly when I'm going around the asteroid fields here, just to try to get the asteroids to actually get into orbit with me. Planets and stuff, they do have like a, what's it called, gravity to them. So you can kind of tell, like, if I go by an asteroid, it kind of is affected by my gravity a bit. There's also, on the left side of the screen there's the experience and kills thing. Basically what it is that if my ships actually do manage to kill, like, other ships, or destroy anything else, it gets a kill count. And I believe it's if I get up to 4 kills, it increases the number of turrets on my planet to 3. Like right now, you can kind of see I've got 2 of them going on there. And the turrets on the planet aren't really that helpful unless you're really close to something, because they don't have a very large range. One other thing I guess I should point out is, I guess I'm not sure if it's because my save file I copied from my computer or not, but you can see that in the, yeah, this is a bad thing, getting by these planets here. But yeah, below me right now there's like that kind of indicator pointing me at something. That is for the game's, it's got a bunch of challenges for like each level of development, so like the asteroid has its own challenges, the planet has its own challenges, and so on. I'm not going to be doing any of those, although they do make the game a little bit more exciting than this. But they're like various things, like for the planet one, there's like things that, there's this being called the Entity that basically tells you to do certain things. Offhand, I can think of like one thing for the planet would be to ram into other planets and knock them from a counterclockwise orbit to a clockwise orbit in the solar system. So yeah, so now that I am a star, my mass just jumped from like 180 to like 1200. Now what I'm going to be doing is trying to suck in other planets. When I hit, I believe it's 1500 mass, I will turn into a medium star. So that's the current next goal. If you can see, it says to medium star right there. I'm going to get out of this area because there's ships that are attacking. I mean, if those ships like keep attacking me, they're going to basically lower my mass, and I don't want that. I mean, you can also kind of see there's like other solar systems around as well, like this one that's right below me here. And now I'm a medium star, so the next goal is the large star, which happens at I believe it's 2,000 mass. So I just have to go around and find more planets to suck in. One thing that's probably more helpful is if I suck in life planets as opposed to just regular small planets, because those usually have like more mass. So like this one right here is just a small planet. It's going to give me some mass, but it's not going to give me a lot. It's usually more beneficial to find the life planets that are just kind of floating around and not attached to any other stars yet. So in some cases, I'm going to be kind of just wandering around looking for planets to suck in. Situations like this are not that great because you get other ships that want to attack you. But this right here is a good thing. You got a life planet here. And if, for instance, if there is a life planet and it had like ships of its own, when it becomes orbiting your star, the ships become attached to you, and then it was probably hard to tell, but when I sucked in that planet earlier, the ships that were green turned white, and white ships mean that they're neutral, that they're not attached to any particular planet or anything. The ones that I had were green, and then the hostile ones were red, so that's just a good indicator there for that. Like those ones right there were neutral. So now I've got 2,000 mass, I'm now a large star. Next goal is the neutron star, which I need to get 3,000 mass for. So, I guess one other thing I should also point out, you can kind of see where it says planets 1 of 8. As a small star, I believe I can only have 4 planets orbiting me at a time. As a medium star, I can have 6 planets orbiting me, and as a large star, I can have 8 planets orbiting me. If I recall right, I think neutron star, it's either 4 or 6. We'll see that when I actually get to the neutron star stage. Not sure what else I can really say right now about this. Yeah, and you can kind of see what happened with that planet there. It just kept hitting me, and I probably was losing some mass, but the planet eventually just got destroyed by hitting me too many times, because it basically lost all of its mass. What usually happens if you lose all your mass is that you usually go back to, I think, the earliest moment of that particular evolution. So, like, for instance, right now I am a star, so if I lose my enough mass to destroy me, I'm just basically going to respawn as a star again. If I had got destroyed as a planet, I would have respawned as a planet again. And if I got destroyed somehow as an asteroid, then I would have respawned as an asteroid. So right now, yeah, I'm just trying to get to the neutron star stage. And I shouldn't run into planets like that. Bad thing to destroy them. You can guys see, like, because I am a large star, I do have a much larger effect on gravity around things like those asteroid fields than I did when I was like a smaller star. I guess one other thing is that when you are a star and you have planets around you, you can actually turn the other planets around that are orbiting you into stars as well and create multi-star systems. And when you do that, it actually does allow you to have multiple, more planets. I believe the max, though, is 10 planets around any star system, regardless of how many stars are in it. And I'll show off what a good-sized multi-star system looks like after I'm done with this portion of it. The ultimate goal right now really is that I want to become a black hole and basically cause a big crunch. Which, the black hole is actually, I think, a little more exciting than this part of it because of what you have to do with that part when you get there. I'm nearly to a neutron star, though. So, probably just find another good planet here. I think that one I just got too close to it and it just, the gravity pulled it in and just destroyed it. It's not as detrimental if I like run into asteroids because they don't really take away too much of my mass. It's a bit more detrimental if I run into a planet and it hits me and I lose a lot more mass that way. Sometimes it can be a little hard to find planets because they're just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It's not really helpful when situations like this occur when they're already orbiting other planets, or other stars, I mean. This should be enough to get me to a neutron star. So now, I forget what mass I need to become a black hole. It might be 4,000 or 5,000. So I believe it's actually 4,000 to become a black hole. So yeah, I just have to collect a bit more planets to do that. Try to avoid some of these other star systems around here. But yeah, as you can see, when I become a neutron star, I can only have 4 planets orbiting me, so if you're going for like a really large star system in this game, you don't want to become a neutron star in most cases. Yeah, and usually I think the planets, they seem to be orbiting or floating around by the asteroid field, so sometimes if you see an asteroid field, it's probably a good idea to look around for stars in that area. Or not stars, planets in that area. Not always a good way to find planets that way though, but it's a kind of a good indicator in some regards. I do believe the neutron star does have some pretty high gravity to it. You can kind of see all those asteroids are kind of really trying to get close to where my star is. Yeah, I'd probably say that this part is not the most exciting thing in the world. The challenges are probably a bit more exciting, but they do take a lot more time to do. And some of them are actually pretty tricky. I mean, you can kind of see sometimes, though, when the planets get into my orbit, that their rotation speed kind of is affected by how fast I'm going by them when they actually enter my orbit. So you kind of saw the one before the one I just got that was just orbiting, like, really fast around me. Does look like I'm about halfway to the black hole, though, so I do believe it is 4,000 for the black hole. There's a lot of wandering around, though, at this point, because it's just... the areas are just so large, and it seems like it's very hard to find the planets just floating around in nowhere. I don't have much else I can really say about this right now. I'm just gonna wait until I get to a black hole, and then we can go from there. So it might be like another 3 or 4 more planets to do that. But when I do become a black hole, one thing I have to be careful of is that there are going to start becoming other black holes, and when that happens, then Star destroyed the planet I was trying to get. But one thing I do have to worry about with the other black holes is if they're larger than me, then they can basically destroy me, and I basically have to restart the black hole portion of the area. I think this next planet here should do it. So yeah, now I'm a black hole. So I'm sucking almost everything in. I think the thing that's most beneficial to becoming a larger black hole to start the big crunch, which I believe is at 1 million mass, is sucking in other black holes. Usually gives me the most increase in mass. What happens when I become a black hole is that for some strange reason now there's like dark matter being created in the system as well. And usually if like any asteroids and stuff hit things, they'll become black holes. You guys see that red indicator that was briefly there to my left? That was indicating that there was a black hole over there that was larger than me. And if I'd continued moving in that direction, there was a high chance that the black hole would have sucked me in, and I would have restarted this portion of the game here. You can see there's another one that's there in the right, so I'm going to get away from that area. There are some times where it does sometimes have like more than one that's close by that's larger than you, and that can make things a little more tricky to get away from those black holes. I mean, I think after what's it called? After the black holes, the next best thing to suck in would probably be stars, because those will give you the next highest amount of mass increase. And there's another black hole I don't want to get into there. But yeah, you can see like as my mass increases, it basically also creates more of a gravity well going on, and more things start getting sucked in. Sometimes things like that happen where the stars just start kind of trying to orbit me and not really succeeding too well. Kind of makes for a little funny situations there. So you just get a star that just keeps orbiting you and just doesn't get sucked in. Usually I think the black holes though, they get created when, usually when dark matter starts interacting with other parts of the system, the universe that's going on in here. So usually when you see like another black hole, it's usually kind of a good thing. And now I hit 1 million mass, big crunch. So time, nobody's saying the time.
Let's go.
1654. That's not bad. I would say I think the game has like a built-in achievement that gives you one for getting from basically from this point to the big crunch in 20 minutes, I believe. So getting under that is pretty good. I do have a few saved systems in here. So like for instance, I have this one, 40 stars and 8 planets. Kind of quite ridiculous because of how many stars are there. They all just have like one epicenter, and then the 8 planets are just orbiting me. And the crazy thing is that once I spawned this particular system, now you see like other systems around there are kind of also spawning really largely.
Galaxy party.
Yeah. And I lost one of my planets. Oh well. But yeah, I mean,
backups.
But yeah, and one other thing you can see is like pretty much almost all my stars have shields around them. That usually happens if you have, I think it depends on the size of the system, but I think at least like 2 or 3 life planets that have shields on them will cause your stars to also get shields around them, which can be helpful for some of the other missions because some of them involve actually having your stars run into other stars, so when your stars are shielded, it actually does kind of help you. You can see I'm losing a lot of stars here, but I don't care about that. And other things like this is just a basic 2-star system. One thing you kind of see is like right here, this one is kind of has this weird glow to it. That's because this particular star was created from I believe I had a dark matter asteroid, and that eventually became this star right here. And kind of same thing with this one here. This is actually, I guess I lied. I got up to 18 asteroids around one planet before. That's also a little ridiculous because it's just the number of asteroids that are orbiting a single planet. It's kind of ridiculous. So let me just really quick look to see here. And no, I thought there was a key to let me see like what the orbits are, but I guess there's not. If you could, you'd probably just see like a bunch of circles around this particular planet just from all the different orbits for all these asteroids. Then none of them are going to cross each other. They're all going to have their own separate orbit around the planet. I guess I could just really quick, since I'm here anyways, I might as well just show off, I guess, what this mission that's waiting for me here is. I'm not even going to care if I run into anything. Probably not going to... Actually, let me just suck in all all these. Just fast, easy way to get some mass there. But yeah, so like these are the mission indicators. If I go into it, this guy right here is called the entity. And yeah, he's basically telling me here that he wants me to basically, there's this star system here. There's life on these planets, but he wants me to take away the life from the planets without destroying the planets. So, in a case like this, what I'd be doing is I'd be doing things like that. I'd basically be running into them and making them no longer life planets, but still part of that system. If I was to do something like this, I basically fail the mission because I all of a sudden knock the planet out of its star's orbit. So those are the kind of missions it has, and it's got like basically all these missions here. And once you hit all of these missions, once you get this up to 100%, that entity guy, you basically get a separate mission from him that he basically tells you, oh, well now I'm going to give you these god powers, but I'm too lazy to do that, so I'm just going to destroy you. And what he does is he basically creates he has a black hole with three stars surrounding it with a bunch of planets, and the goal is basically just knock the stars into the black hole, and you beat the entity that way. You also have these challenges. It's basically, there's different challenges for each type of thing. Like I think this one is this one's kind of an interesting one. Is that you're gonna have a whole bunch of asteroids coming at you. Just basically have to avoid them for a while and not turn into a planet. And let's see, if I don't do very well, then I'm just gonna start getting hit and eventually turn into a planet. And it basically gives you a ranking based on how well you do with this. You kind of see it starts getting a little ridiculous as the time keeps going here. Like it just basically wants you to become a planet. And eventually, it eventually does happen. It's just a matter of how well can you dodge all these other asteroids coming at you. And you can see even the other asteroids eventually they turn into planets as well. So, yeah, and then I finish once that happens. So, apparently that's not my best time ever, but whatever. I guess that's it though for it. So, thank you.
You're just in time for breakfast.
Yeah, seriously. I should probably go to bed.
You're just in time for bed.
Bed and breakfast. That's what they usually call these things, right?